So BB, he's been following us for quite some time, disappeared for a minute, but he's come back and he tends to ask a lot of questions. And BB, I'm a bit disappointed this time because that's a lot less than we're used to.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I'm just kidding, man. He says, hey guys, let's say you buy a domain that was expired, but had backlinks from good sites. First, with a new site, get the juice. Second, if it will not get the juice, then what if backlinks to the backlinks? Will it then consider the juice flowing? Yeah, I mean, yes, expired domains with clean link profiles or relevant link profiles is kind of a better term. Really, the best is to have both clean and relevant links, right? But yeah, that's absolutely still a working strategy. There's no question. Here's what's important about that. And I'm doing a lot of domain rebuilding now, not for PBNs. I am using PBNs, but not for tier 1 links. And I'm not building PBNs. What I'm doing is I'm using a few different tools. Spamzilla.io is a great expired domain marketplace. It's got a whole bunch of filters and stuff built into it. It's only $37 a month. That's a great marketplace if you don't want to do a bunch of your own crawling of other sites to find expired domains. I'm also using a domain crawler called pbnlab.com. You need to have the Terra level subscription, which is like $157 a month in order for it to be, really useful. And then you have to know how to scrape and what to scrape and that kind of stuff. It takes a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm doing a lot of that right now. And in hosting HTML rebuilds from archive.org records that we download from in one of the hosting platforms that I'm using. It's a cloud hosting platform. I just talked about how cloud hosting is like cloud hosted pages are one of my favorite things in the world right now. So we're rebuilding a lot of expired domains with archive.org records on cloud hosting. They're HTML rebuilds. So they're not WordPress, they're not CMSs, they're static HTML sites. But what I'm doing, because I don't know if anybody's ever done this before, and I'll get back to your question in a minute, BB, is if you've ever done a rebuild from an archive.org record, they're usually shitty, right? They look like crap. It's full of junk code. They look like they were made in 1995, so they're awful. So what I did was I hired a HTML developer off Upwork. He's in India. His name is Neeraj. He's great. And he completely updates. So we still download the archive.org records, but then he updates them to like HTML5 standards, puts animations in and all, still HTML, static sites, but he's got CSS, and all that other stuff in them, makes them beautiful. So they'll pass manual review. And so what I'm doing is I'm analyzing the backlink profiles of these expired domains, making sure they're relevant in the proper topical trust flow category, have a clean link profile and a clean history. One of the most important things about looking at of an expired domain is not to just look at the backlink profile, but also look at the archive.org records specifically, because a lot of expired domains might even still have a clean link profile. But if you look at the history, you'll see that they had been purchased by China. I don't know why this happens so much, but by Chinese or Japanese people that like spam them with like stuff that's completely irrelevant. And then, a year later, they let them expire again. And I don't really know what the purpose of that is, but those types of domains I completely avoid. I only look at clean domains, meaning the inbound link profile is clean. They have the primary topical trust flow category that's relevant to what I intend to link out to, right? And then I rebuild those. And again, we bring them up to current standards so that they'll pass manual review. Now, like I said, it's not a PBN. They are being built for link building purposes. We're being rebuilt for link building purposes, but it's, one domain, I might put out max 3 outbound links on it. And that's it. So my total cost for that, an expired domain, I paid $10 to $15 to re-register the domain. And then I paid Neeraj and Upwork $16 an hour. So it takes about 90 minutes per site. And then I've got a little bit of overhead between the tools and the cloud hosting and such like that. So my average cost is roughly $45 to $50 per rebuild. But we're building anywhere between 5 to 10 domains per week was my target right now. And so I'm building this nice portfolio of sites in various topical trust flow categories that I can use to build links for my link building clients, my own projects, whatever. And so, yes, they're absolutely valuable. And here's the cool thing about it. A lot of those, back to your question, BB, if you find a clean link profile and you're going to build on that domain in the same kind of topical category, then it will rank a lot better because a lot of your work is already done, right? Like you've got inbound relevant links to it. Or you could use that to like what I mean, like, you could put new content on it. The only right reason I worry about doing that sometimes, and I like to rebuild the old sites, is because any of the links that are pointing to it, if the webmasters were to, go back and, manually review those links and find out that they're linking to something that is, no longer what they intended to link to, they could remove those links. A lot of the times it's not going to happen anyways. Some of these domains I'm rebuilding have records that go all the way back to 2001. So 20 years, and the link's been present for that long, if that makes sense. So my opinion is, yes, if you definitely get the juice from them, but it's really important to make sure that the link history and not just the link profile, but also the domain history is clean. I'm gonna turn it over to you, Jesper. What do you think?
I'll just unmute myself. Well, I'm not really into expired domains as such, but I'm instead into expired Tumblr domains. So it's kind of like the same thing, except it's not, because you don't have to rebuild anything when you register expired Tumblr domains. But with regards to expired domains, I don't do that, so I don't have any opinion on that. But
expired tumblers are powerful.
Expired tumblers are extremely powerful, and I'm doing that for my clients, both local and that I'm doing local and national SEO for. And it's extremely powerful. You can find, DA 6080 and PA 6080 Tumblr domains, and trust flow and citation load 2030, something like that. And they can really, really be powerful. And you can, there are tools, and I show that in my course, the domain hunter gatherer tool. That's what I use. Okay. And you can scrape, for a bunch of keywords at the same time, and you just register 5, 10, 20, 30 Tumblr domains and create your own Tumblr PBN. I know that some of the people that have taken my course, they're actually doing that. They're building their own PBNs of Tumblr domains. Super
that's
powerful.
A good point. That's a good point. I've bought some expired tumblers that had PA and DA, but they're not fully relevant. So I use those at like tier 2. But I could see scraping your own, you could get more relevance, which is, from all my testing, you can still brute force stuff, but what I'm finding right now that is working the best for link building is just if you can get links that are topically relevant, that really works. It really works.
Yeah, but what I like about Domain Hunter Gatherer is that it actually shows you the niche of the Tumblr domain. So it actually goes in and investigates what genre, what niche is it in. So you can actually just select the topical relevant Tumblr domains for your project, for your website. Yeah. So that's cool. Really cool. Yeah,
it's really cool. So yeah, baby, it's a good strategy. Like I said, you gotta do your due diligence. When I first started doing this 3-4 weeks ago, I bought a couple domains that I didn't fully research like I should have, and I found, after the fact that they had been spammed by Chinese or whatever, and so I, it was just kind of a waste of money and time. But I'm much more diligent about researching them now. But it's great. They work really, really well. So